And welcome everybody to PittsburghHealthHub.com. My name is Dante Verme alongside John Fisher as we get to set to talk about good kinds of foods that you should eat while you're mixing your time with alcohol. Obviously, there are some common misconceptions in a way in terms of what foods you should eat.
Yeah, and it's always a big conversation and argument really about what you're allowed to eat while you're drinking, what foods will increase your alcohol, the alcohol in your system to what makes it go away, especially for those that want to drive after they drink, which I don't agree with. But, people are wondering, should I eat pretzels? Should I eat a burger? Should I just get onion rings, fried foods, or just eat vegetables or just thyme and pee a lot to try to make it go away? But Dante, we're in luck because we brought in an expert. Yes, Louie, you're an expert. Into that realm, into the whole medical field in general. This is Louie Bobcock. He does his residency at the Mayo Clinic, the top medical facility in the country. He also is now doing his biology degree at the University of North Dakota, and he used to be a paramedic. So, Louie, welcome to the program.
Hi, guys.
How's it going, Louie?
So far, so good.
So, John mentioned that you were a paramedic. What were some of the, common misconceptions, I guess, and having to deal with, I'm assuming you had your fair share of dealing with people that had a little too much to drink.
Oh, yes.
Are there any explanation to it? They didn't eat the right amount of food or a specific kind of food, I guess, to try and help, ease down said alcohol levels?
Well, a lot of what getting drunk has to do with is how a body metabolizes the alcohol. But the main reason people get drunk is because alcohol dehydrates you, and a lot of salty food that's served in bars dehydrates you to make you drink more alcohol while you're in the bar to dehydrate you further. So without enough water in your system, all you have is alcohol, and you get drunk.
So then, if you were to go out and drink, I'm not saying you condone any of this or you actually do it. If you were to have, let's say, 4 or 5 beers, no light, all original, what foods do you recommend to try to ease the alcohol levels in your blood system and if you do want to drive home, you're below that .08 legal level?
In order to be able to drink a fair amount, you would need to equal the amount of alcohol drunk with water drunk through the night, and food heavy in carbohydrates.
Now, talk about the science behind that, because I know you're very well versed in that field as well. Now, give us some figures, give us some terms that would help the viewers at home.
Okay, well, carbohydrates are basically your breads, your pastas, and whatnot. And I don't know any bar that doesn't have some kind of pizza oven or something to serve a pizza with, which is loaded with carbohydrates. And that's a good source of amino acids, and it helps bond better with the alcohol molecules in the body to help them not fully get absorbed within the bloodstream.
Now, here, I've heard this theory before, and let's see if we can prove it as fact or fiction. If you go per drink a glass of water, I've read that studies show that you will be fine. If you go 1 drink, 1 glass of water, and keep that rotation going throughout the night.
The main thing that is guaranteed to help with is you'll have no hangover the next day. 0 hangover if you do that. Because everybody is different in how they metabolize alcohol. I can't say that it would guarantee you won't get drunk or wouldn't be able to drive legally. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All it guarantees is you will not be hungover in the morning.
Oh, guarantees. Well, that's another question I was going to ask. Is there any kind of foods to eat in? You go out for a night, you have a nice time, get home safely if you drink a little too much. Any kinds of foods in particular or beverages in the morning after to try and help the recovery process? For me, it's a big bottle of blue Gatorade, and I'm good for the day.
Yeah, Gatorade's phenomenal for drinking after the day after because of all the electrolytes that your body loses the night before. So yeah, any kind of sports drink would be great to get everything back in your body that you need.
Now, talk about the science behind a hangover. A lot of college students, until I met you, this is what I always thought, was that you drank too much and that was it. It was just a magical pain in the rear the next morning after you drink quite a bit, whether it's hard liquor or just beer in general. What does a hangover actually entail?
Hangover is essentially a version of a migraine headache. Both of them have to do with the blood vessels in the brain essentially becoming expanded because of lack of water, dehydration. And the expansion of the blood vessels is what puts pressure on the skull, which causes the pain. So you need to rehydrate yourself to get all the blood vessels back to their normal state and your body back to being happy.
Are there any long-term effects from a hangover? I mean, and it sounds like a dumb question, but when you talk about something, which using that terminology sounds serious, but kids just play it off as another Sunday morning.
Yeah, no, I've never heard anybody really have any long-term effects of a hangover. If you're worried about having multiple hangovers, daily, you're an alcoholic, and there's more problems to go with that than hangovers.
So, okay. Well, like I said, you outsmarted us all, as you always do when you talk to me over the phone. And I'm sure you taught a lot of people a lot of things today. So I must ask you this last question, kind of off topic a little bit. So what I originally wanted to talk to you about was junk food, but we turned it into a great topic and what do you do when you drink and what you eat after you drink or in the morning. For people that want to eat healthy, junk food, snacks, what do you recommend?
For people who want to eat healthy, I say no junk food and smart snacks like peanut butter and oatmeals, stuff that are high in fiber that'll keep you full to avoid the craving to snack.
And last but not least, tell everyone why my diet is great and everyone's a hater.
Oh God, we really had to go there.
Your diet is great, for one, because I told you to do it.
No, obviously.
Secondly, people forget that humans walked the earth for hundreds of thousands of years before they could go to the grocery store and buy meat and buy food and buy anything they want. We had to live off what the earth gave us, and we're the only species that survived. We're the only human species that survived because we knew what to do. Our body adapted to eat off the land and the plants. And for everybody who says you need protein, you're not going to get protein if you don't eat meat, let me know when you see a gorilla who can't kick your ass.
Oh, wow.
Gorillas are herbivores.
I had to ask for the haters, Dante. You're not one of them, but I had to.
Unbelievable. Just had to go there.
I had to.
Anyway, Louie, thank you so much for your time and your insight. I know I will stay with my one big Gatorade day after if events lead to having some fun that night.
And Louie, thank you so much. I'm sure I'll talk to you in the next few days or so about anything and everything. So, thank you very, very much. Yeah. We owe you.
No problem. Have a good day, guys.
You too.
Take it easy. Well, that was Louie Bobcock. Hopefully you guys learned something. I know I did, John.
I certainly did too.
And you also learned that your diet is the way to go. John, what is your diet, just in case?
No meat, no meat, no dairy, no pop, no extra sugars unless it's in like jelly or I eat ranch. That's like the only dairy that I eat. And I have one cheat day a week now, so it's pretty nice. Indulge in your pizza, your Buffalo Wild Wings,
Yeah, usual. Anyways, you guys can catch all your up-to-date health news at PittsburghHealthHub.com. Check us out on Twitter, PGH Health Hub. And that'll do it for the first podcast on Pittsburgh Health Hub. Hopefully more. John Pfister, Dante Verme, check us out, PittsburghHealthHub.com. And have a good afternoon or evening.